Hello, my loves. Happy Friday. I hope many of you have a wonderful long weekend if you have the day off. I do, so I'm excited. And I hope you guys have some great plans. So, what are we talking about today? Support systems. And this one kind of wraps into my last video talking about failing the bar exam. Because as much as it takes a bunch of mental fortitude, it does take people, having good people around you. And I don't want to discredit the people who, can get through life on their own. But from my experience, I haven't seen many successful people get to where they got without having people to lean on at times and to encourage them and to help them, to brainstorm with them, just a whole bunch of things. Support systems are necessary. So for me, especially with failing the bar exam, there were times that I didn't want to study. I could find every way imaginable to get out of studying. I can go exercise, I can go read, I can do more for work, I can go hang out with friends. There were so many ways that I could figure out not to study, or to make excuses for why I was just too busy to sit down for this exam. But when it came time, like specifically my coach, he kicked me out of the gym. He kicked me out of the gym. He was like, "You can't train, sorry." And then he would guilt trip me saying like, okay, maybe you do once a week or twice a week, but is that time you could have spent studying? And to be honest, I had to be really honest with myself. Yeah, there is time I could spend studying. So having people who hold you accountable, but also are there to remind you like, yeah, you got to get these things done, but I won't let you fail, or you like I have your back, basically. And I had a lot of people who, even though I felt like I was letting them down, I was letting myself down because I wasn't accomplishing my goals or I was falling short of things. They were like, yeah, it happens. We're just gonna figure it out and we're gonna go from there. So why support systems are necessary? I don't think you can get through this life alone. I don't think anyone can get through this life alone. I really firmly do believe you need people. You have those anomalies who are like, they had that break and things just started skyrocketing from there. But there are a lot of people in this life who other people are looking out for them. Examples, there are people who I meet and we get to talking, we just click and they're like, "Hey, how can I help you?" And it's weird because you're like, you just want to help me? Just help me? Really? Like you just want to see me succeed? And it's a real thing. I've experienced it. I've had people who want to help me get to the next level in life, who want to help me find new and exciting jobs, who want to help me actualize my goals and create businesses. And they take that on because they understand that they got to that level because someone else helped them. And they've explained that to me, that they had people who were willing to look out for them, to mentor them, and they they want to pay it forward. And just kind of a side note, I think there are a lot of people who struggle in life and make wrong decisions, and I don't want to not hold them accountable for their actions, because at the end of the day, everyone makes decisions and you are accountable for those actions. However, it is much more difficult to make those decisions, the better decisions, or to want to make those better decisions when you don't have other people around you who can build you up, who can hold you accountable. And I've seen that. I've seen people who've had groups of friends who, you know, let them believe that their behavior of not wanting better for themselves was okay, and they were okay with that. Fine. But then they found new friends that wanted to see them be great, and who could see the potential in them, and who wanted them to reach that potential, and believed in them more than they believed in themselves, to where they were like, let me try this. Let me see what I can actually do. And they start getting better. But that first group of friends that they had, who didn't care to see their potential, who didn't care to see them recognize their greatness, they didn't want to aspire to do better because they didn't have those people around. And I firmly believe that quote, that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, because I've had people who they wanted a simple life, and you start thinking in your head, yeah, a simple life is cool, it's fine, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a simple life. And then sometimes you're around ambitious and driven people, and you're like, yeah, let's go take over the world. Let's go get these things done. And I find that the group of friends that I have right now, we're all very goal-oriented, we're all very driven, we have an entrepreneurial spirit, and we're all trying to help each other figure out, okay, how can we get these business plans done? How can we get these investments? How can we do X, Y, and Z? And you just feed off of that energy. But if I didn't have that support around me, I can't honestly say that I'd still be as driven. In my mind, I can believe that that's what I would be, but you know, I've had times where I didn't want to push myself that much harder, and there, you know, I didn't have that many driven people around me. So I'm sure it's different for everyone on a case-by-case basis, but I know in my personal experience, and that's all I'm trying to give you guys, this is what I've seen, that people can become so great when they have the right people around them. And I've seen great people, or people who had the potential to be great, not see it in themselves because the people around them were very passive aggressive in their hindrance of that greatness, or, you know, they weren't trying to strive for anything, so why would they want to push you to do something? It's you know, it's kind of sad, but it's life, it happens. But I also want to stress taking on mentors. I didn't know you could just go up to people and ask them to be your mentor. That was something that I wish I would have done in undergrad. I'm doing it now. That there are people who I meet through my job, or just, you know, just talking to people on the street, and you get to know them, you find out their background, you're like, wow, I kind of want to be like you when I grow up. And they're like, hey, ask me questions anytime. Let's go out for lunch. Let's go out for coffee. You know, if you see somebody who you want to be like, or whose life you like, that's similar to the path you want to take, ask them questions. People love to talk about themselves, not in a narcissistic way, but like, it's nice to talk about your accomplishments. It's nice to be acknowledged for these things. And people want to share that with other people, because a lot of times you just don't have access to these people. And that's why you don't know that they want to talk about these things. But I've found out that, yeah, people love telling their story. So let them. If you want to have a story similar to theirs, let them tell their story. Find out what they did that works for you, and make it work for yourself in your own way. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. Also, be a mentor. And maybe it's a confidence issue, but I never saw myself being anybody's mentor. I had, you know, helped people and given people advice when they asked for it. But when someone asked me if I could be their mentor, it took me back. I was like, you sure? You sure? You want me? Me to be your mentor? Really? But they were like, yeah, you're so awesome, and all the things that you're doing are things that I want to be doing, and, you know, like, just if you could give me any advice. And I was like, all right, you know, you got to learn your value. And I struggle with that all the time, but I'm slowly learning what my value is and what value I can impart on other people. And sometimes when you're a mentor to other people, not only does it help them, but it helps yourself too. You learn things about yourself. You learn things about other people that can help you grow. And it really is a beautiful thing. You just have to consistently put yourself around good people. Be good to other people. And, you know, just see where that takes you. And I really hope you guys got something out of this. And I hope you can leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe at the bottom. I hope everyone has a wonderful, 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 hopefully long weekend. And I will see you guys again on Monday. Bye, guys. And oh yeah, next week we will be talking about confidence. All right, bye.